Hello, everybody. It is March 6th, and right now we're taking a quick look at Cardano, trying to see what the price action is telling us. Obviously, you've been seeing it everywhere, YouTube and all the news outlets. There's a lot of developments happening this month, next month, and some good optimism around Cardano. And it seems to be that right now it's coinciding with the support we're trying to find. We're seeing a lot of, Cardano likes to repeat its movement, and we have enough data right now to kind of project where we think the next price action is going to lead us to, and whether this support over here is going to hold or no. So this is what we're going to discuss in this video and try to assess and see what the price action or the next movement will be heading towards, right? So today, we've been ranged within almost a 2% range. Obviously, there's a lot of indecisiveness, but also rightfully so, because we know where this resistance right now that we need to break above, which looks like we are attempting to, right? Today, we were stuck between the $1.11, and right now, currently, we're at the $1.14, a very narrow range. Yesterday, same thing, very narrow range, and the day before, very narrow range. And not even at that, but we're seeing wicks to the upside and the downside. So this is telling you that there's a battle happening between the buyers and the sellers. The sellers had their moment for a while here, went all the way down. We got to the support over here, and the buyers should make a move right now. We need to see the buyers come in. Sellers could be losing steam. The MACD, the momentum that the sellers have right now, is kind of all the way in the bottom, and so basically it starts from here, we start to downtick, and that's where the momentum increases really all the way up, from all the way up all the way down here, and we need to start seeing some sort of reversal happening. So right now, buyers should be making a move soon. We're at a support. We need to see the input coming in. We're seeing wicks to the bottom, so that's good. Seeing that even yesterday, even though we pushed all the way to the $1.08, buyers came in, still pushed it back up to the $1.12. The day before, same thing. We opened at the $1.11. Sellers tried to push it all the way down to the dollar, and buyers came in, pushed it to the opening price and beyond it. So there's some good movement happening, some good promising movement happening, but right now we really need to break above this resistance for us to see some sort of continued action. Same thing over here. We have enough data to project what's happening next. So right now we had this resistance over here. We broke above it, and we didn't just fly right away, right? So we need to also acknowledge the fact that the sellers are right there, and we need to acknowledge the fact that it does move slow. Cardano does move slow, and we'll see some indecisiveness along the way until we're fully sure about it. Boom, we see that again. And now when we're here, when we try to drop all the way to the 82 cents within a day, buyers come in right away. So a lot of volatility, obviously, but just from a historical data perspective, and technically speaking, from a technical standpoint, there's this resistance that we need to break above right now, which looks like we are attempting. So that's a good sign. So right now we saw the wicks to the bottom. We see that the pattern is easily identifiable. We know where the support should be. We know where the resistance should be. So good, that's identified. It's not a lot of back and forth, I guess, that we can have here, if it's pretty clear where the support is. In general, we're seeing that the selling power was a bit more apparent over here, as sellers really kind of dominated on this run, and not as much here. Here we saw a lot of wicks happen, but with here we see that the opening and close are kind of fairly far away from each other. So, which is still not really that much of a big deal, but just something to point out. Volume is extremely low. We're reaching really low volumes. What that usually tells you is whatever the most recent trend, it being upwards or downwards, when we're starting to have high volumes straight back down to the low volumes, telling you that there's less and less interest in the most recent trend. The most recent trend here we have is a downtrend, and once you're reaching a support, you're seeing that, okay, the volume is also low after we've been downtrending, telling you that there's less and less interest in selling this, right? So it's a good sign of a reversal coming up. And right now, it looks like within the next couple of days, we're most likely going to still remain going sideways, or at least push back up to the $1.20. I would love to see it push up to the $1.20 for me to have a more optimistic view about the price action. Right now, obviously, the stochastic RSI has been downticking overall. We're having lower highs as we move sideways, which is not really that much of a good sign, but I think it's extremely volatile right now that I don't want to say anything can happen, but this is not fully telling me that much, right? All it says usually when you're having, just to give the benefit of the doubt, when we're having upwards movement coupled with lower highs on the RSI, it's usually a bearish sign. So that's something we do need to keep in mind, right? So now we're always very optimistic of something. We're gonna take all inputs, and we can use this for risk management, right? So you're optimistic about the price action. It looks like we're trying to break above this resistance, but how can things go bad? It can go bad right here, indicating that strength has been getting lost as we move, right? So something to keep in mind. This is something to keep at the back of our heads for our risk management portion of this. And in terms of MACD is all the way in the bottom. We haven't really had it all the way in the bottom ever since January 26th. So tells you usually when you're all the way in the bottom here. Stochastic is all the way in the bottom here, indicating that the RSI will want to move upwards soon. So good signs, right? Good signs of reversal coming up. Volume is low. This is all the way in the bottom. Stochastic RSI wants to go up. MACD is all the way in the bottom, and we're at a support line, and we're seeing that some wicks to the bottom from the bottom side for the buyers. So that's pretty good. So now if we zoom into the 4-hour, just to see where we're stuck, this is the resistance we're talking about. I can see that Cardano tried to push up, went all the way down, push up again, rejected, push up again, rejected, and now we're here. So it's good that we had some sort of lower high over here. We didn't push all the way down, so it's indicating that buyers came in at a more aggressive rate. We're trying to find the support at the 100 EMA, and it's pretty clear that we're attempting one more time to push through this. And if we maybe go back here, same thing we had over here, right? We topped out, went down, tried to push again, formed our next lower high. Then you draw your line again, pushed it, doesn't work, pushed it here. You see a bit of indecisiveness. We break above it, come down to retest, and start to move upwards. So we're hoping that this is the same scenario we're having over here. Obviously, certain criteria has to be met for us to get there. So we'll talk about that criteria here in a second. We're clearly against the resistance line. We're clearly getting squeezed right now between this very nice support. And the good thing about this is that 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the 5th time we're actually jabbing against this resistance, meaning that the more we touch the resistance line, the more we weaken it. The more we touch the support line, the more we weaken it. So it's pretty good, the fact that we actually tried a couple times here to pass through this. And I think this is a pivotal moment over here. We could still break back down over here to the $1.06. Try again over on this side where this is our apex, but right now looks like we made a higher low. So it could be something like this over here, right, where we get stuck over here and try to break above, because we clearly have the 55 EMA to go through, we clearly have the 21 EMA to go through, and right now we're above the 8 EMA. So expect a lot of resistance, but we need to see a break above the $1.20. I need to see it go above here, at least somewhere here, at least somewhere against this region, somewhere between the $1.17. We need to see $1.17 to $1.20. We need to see it jab again and go somewhere in this range between the $1.22 and the $1.20. When that happens, I think that's a clear sign that this pattern got broken. That's a clear sign that we are actually attempting to do the same price action we had over here. So it's pretty good. Right now, MACD's been in the bottom side for a while. It looks like it just went to the top side, meaning that the selling momentum is subsiding. We had it for a while here, and now we are going to the positive. So very nice. Usually I don't really like to look at the MACD when I'm looking at a breakout, because it kind of skews the results, right? When you get squeezed, when the price action gets very squeezed, your MACD starts to kind of not be as accurate, but something to keep in mind. And with the RSI here itself, we're reaching areas where we usually, so maybe if I zoom out a bit here, and I'll just take off the stochastic RSI, and let's look at this for a bit. So we're here, right? We're reaching an area currently where we're oversold. We're almost in the oversold region, right? We went all the way down here and we found this support on the stochastic RSI, which kind of pushed us upward a bit, which is good. So every time we go to this area over here, we pump. Every time we go to this area over here, we pump. Same thing over here, we pump. So right now, looks like we are in that region. We're not all the way up top here. We're not here, we're considerably clearly in that bottom range. So it's good. MACD is also the same thing. So if we're looking when the stochastic when the RSI is all the way here, the MACD is all the way in the bottom. Same thing over here. Stochastic is considerably in the bottom. MACD is in the bottom. Expect some sort of a nice upward movement. So that's what we need to see right now. We need to see the buyers come in. The buyers have every sign to start coming in right now. And Bitcoin, obviously, whatever's going on with Bitcoin, the indecisiveness, that obviously will add an effect to all this, but this is strictly for Cardano at the moment, so something to definitely keep in mind. And so RSI is at a good level, MACD is at a good level, volume is extremely low, and we're at a nice support. So things could go well. Something to keep in mind. Let me know if I missed anything. Obviously, if just to give you the bad case scenario, I guess. If we go below the $1.04, then that's not a good sign. If we actually try to go back down here, test this again, then that's not good for me. If we start to break down below here and start to push, things start to get iffy. So we do have a lot of positive signs. Things could still go bad. Keep that in mind. Make sure, if I missed anything, let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, please comment, like, share, subscribe. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, then definitely check out the link in the description. Thank you for listening. I know it's been a long video. See you soon. And that's pretty much it.